But we'll have to cut it in between because this is really big and it won't fit into our container. It's actually kind of heavy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hey guys, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Sam from Cerna, also known as the Plant Kiddo from the Philippines. But before we proceed with our video, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below what our next video should be all about and watch some of our previous videos. So today, we will be propagating some of our plants, like these Monstera Adansonii, these pothos silver satin, and this Monstera Peru. All of these plants that I mentioned are really fast-growing plants for us. So that is why we need to propagate them because, like for example, this Monstera Adansonii, it's grown a lot. So, the Monstera Adansonii has basically the same care need with philodendrons and pothos. For the soil, we usually use a soilless potting mix, but for this one, we just used a soil, just plain garden soil. This is one of our original plants, and we were beginners at that time. We just used garden soil for this. But we noticed using soilless potting mix is actually better because it's more airy and the plants naturally grow faster. So once we propagate it, we will place it into a soilless potting mix. For our soilless potting mix, we use 40% carbonized rice hull, 30% cocoa peat or cocoa moss, and 30% perlite. So your perlite will act as your worm because it will introduce air to the soil. So when you water your soil, the perlite will slowly go up. It will rise. So it acts like a living worm going up from the soil when you water. As it does that, air will be introduced to your roots. Plants will be happier. For Monstera Adansonii, they usually like medium to high indirect sunlight. But this cannot tolerate low sunlight. So this one, the Monstera Adansonii, can actually tolerate medium light, but it will grow kind of slow. But the higher the light is, remember this, for this plant, the higher the light is, the faster it will grow. Just make sure it's indirect. So they cannot tolerate low light because they really need medium or high light. But it has to be indirect, or else if it's direct, the leaves will burn. Adansonii has basically the same care need with philodendrons and pothos. But we water this twice a week. The watering also depends on the amount of sunlight your plants get. Like for example, if your plant is indoors and it's not getting that much light, you have to water them less frequently, like once a week. But if they're outdoors, like here, if it's getting more sunlight, that means you have to water it more frequently, like twice a week. So when you're watering it and you see like yellow leaves, that means you are overwatering it. So you have to step back on your watering and just leave it like that for a couple of days or something. Or until the soil dries out. Or else it will get root rot. And remember, root rot kills your plants. And again, when in doubt, underwatering is always better than overwatering. For humidity, since we're in a tropical country, humidity is not a problem. But when it's really hot here, we tend to use a humidifier. Unlike the calatheas, we use a humidifier every night. When it's super duper hot, we usually just wet the floors here and then we wait for it to evaporate, and then there, the humidity just increases. The super hot weather will evaporate it faster. For fertilizer, we fertilize it once in 2 weeks. So we use diluted blackstrap sugarcane molasses. And we also put slow-release fertilizer or osmocote into the soil. It will slowly release fertilizer because it's a slow-release fertilizer based from the name. For pest prevention, we use diluted neem oil. So we just spray it onto the leaves so it will remove the pests such as caterpillars, mealybugs, and etc. So they're actually dying to be propagated. So we are gonna propagate them because it will look nice and they will grow more. So we propagate the Monstera Adansonii through stem cuttings, and there are 2 main options. You can stick it directly into soil, or you can place it on water and wait until roots can grow. And then after that, once there are plenty of roots, you can place it to soil. If the roots grow at least 2 inches, you can put it in the soil. We cut the Monstera Adansonii. We usually cut it 1 inch away from the node. So the node is where the leaf grows. Like this one, this is where the node is. So we'll cut about 1 inch from it here. Since this one's getting a lot of light, the nodes are shorter, so we might have to cut it in between both nodes. When you're cutting stem, when you're doing stem propagation, always remember to wash your tool you're using, like a knife or scissors. You can wash it with water, alcohol, or even neem oil. So you can sanitize it using alcohol, neem oil, or even hydrogen peroxide. And also make sure you don't hit the roots while cutting, because that will be very sad for them. We're gonna cut before the roots, and we're gonna save that.
Yes.
Not here. Here, this is the stem propagation, but we'll have to cut it in between because this is really big and it won't fit into the container. It's actually kind of heavy.
Wow!
We have 7 leaves, which means we have 7 nodes. That means we'll make 7 new Monstera Adansonii. Yay! This is actually quite heavy. To know where your top and bottom is. So you have to remember where you cut it, if it was the top or the bottom. So the bottom you have to stick it in the soil, and the top has to remain up. Because if you get the reverse, it won't grow. So where the opening of the leaves is, this one, that's where the top is. Below that is the bottom. That's it. I hope you learned something new today. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below what our next video should be all about. And watch some of our previous videos. Thanks for watching. Bye! I hope you enjoyed this video.